Hey guys, it's Katie at scrappingkatie.ctmh.com, and I have a layout to share using the perfect match special that's going on right now over on my website. And here is a look at the photos I'll be using, and then I'm going to walk you through this perfect special. So it comes with a stamp set. Now you can get the all of these items a la carte, and then it comes with these cute little mini hearts. Now they're clay. It's just really a neat thing that I'm loving that Close to My Heart has offered with the special. And then here is a look at the sticker sheet. Now all of our stickers are cardstock weight, and I just love the variety that you have, and I'll show you how I'm using it for a non-Valentine layout. And then here is a look at the paper packet. Now, remember that all of Close to My Heart's paper is double-sided. So you just saw that XOXO, and then here is a real pretty plaid and those watercolor hearts. And then, of course, I love those zip strips, and I'll be using several of those for my layout today. Now, this gorgeous floral pattern, the back to that, of course, is this kind of columnar pad type notebook paper, and that's going to be great for journaling, or you can see that I'm going to use it as an accent piece. Now I am using a sketch from Citrus Twist Kits. I love to start a layout off with a sketch. It just kind of jump starts my creativity. So right here, I'm going to create those little pieces of paper. Kind of they're mainly scraps. I don't have any scraps for this paper packet yet, or not a whole lot. So I'm going to be cutting these pieces for this sketch from Citrus Twist Kits. So I'm just going to start laying everything out. Now, I definitely knew that I wanted to use that notebook paper with the little hearts and then that black XOXO paper. So these photos of my husband, we actually took a trip to the beach, which we often do, but we usually join his family down there as well. But that was this summer, and then of course COVID. So it was really nice. Every morning, my husband and I, while the kids were still sleeping, we would just go out on the deck and drink our coffee. And I just snapped a couple of photos of him, which I thought was perfect for some of the sentiments on the sticker sheet from the Perfect Match special. And so that is why I chose these photos. So if you recall on the sketch, it did have kind of a line or a border of little thin pieces of paper. So I'm going to pull out the zip strips to use for that. And then right here, I am just trying to add some more color behind those scraps of paper, mainly because that notebook paper, it just kind of melted into that white daisy cardstock base that I'll be using. So I wanted to just kind of pop some color in behind that paper. So before I move this piece, I'm liking how it goes. So I'm going to attempt to just add a little bit of adhesive just in case I want to change it once I bring this piece back onto my layout. So if you recall from the sketch, there was a little paint splatter piece up in the top right. So I am going to recreate that using some Distress Oxides and one of our stencil packs. So I pulled out my multi-purpose mat. Now I do like to cut those in smaller pieces so they can be manageable. And then I've also pulled out two colors of Distress Oxide inks, the Salty Ocean and then the candied apple. Now, the candied apple, Close to My Heart does offer. The Salty Ocean has been in my stash for a while. So for the stencil, I'm going to pull out the Stencil Pack 3, and these little two squares are the ones I'm going to be using, the polka dot and then that little Swiss cross. Now, if you're not familiar with our stencil packs, we have 3 different packs, and they are 12 by 12 stencils. So the one that I cut apart is this big, huge one. It's got all these different patterns, 9 patterns to be exact. And you can see that you can just cut them apart, and that's how I got the little bitty polka dot and the Swiss cross. And then we've got that sun ray, and then we've kind of got this cascading polka dot one. Now again, these are 12 by 12, but don't be worried. You can either cut them apart or only use the sections you want, like on cards or smaller projects. So this is kind of be a reverse sponging, I guess you'd say. So I'm just applying the Distress Oxide ink to the stencil, and you can see that is not on my project. That is over on my multi-purpose mat. And then right here, the candied apple is going to go on that Swiss cross or whatever you call those. But you can see that they resemble X's and O's, and that's why I chose this particular pattern. So I'm going to apply water to both of these little stencils using just a spray pen. And then, much like the packaging technique, I am just going to turn those little stencil pieces over directly onto my layout. Now, this is not prepared cardstock or anything. This is just regular White Daisy cardstock. And I'm going to turn those over onto that base layout. And then you can see it is almost exactly like the packaging material technique. Now I am going to just take the remnants of those and add to the bottom left of this layout as well. You will not be able to see the X's and O's as strong as you can in the top right, but that's okay. I just kind of wanted to bring that little element to another place on the layout. And of course, diagonals work perfect for this technique. So as you can see, we've got the X's and the O's and then that little splatter down at the bottom left. So now I'm going to bring everything back and start adhering down. So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to start gluing all of these little scraps down. Now I am adding more adhesive because if you recall, I just added just enough for it to stay together. And then I decided I kind of wanted to rough up the edge of this XOXO paper. So I'm just using my scissors. If you have an edge distresser, that definitely would work, but just plain old pair of scissors, you just need to really be careful. I know that Close to My Heart's micro tip scissors, which I use, are really sharp, so you just want to be careful on that. So I'm going to pop up this larger photo of my husband on 3D foam. And then I am going to go ahead and make sure that these photos are really adhered down to that candy apple cardstock mat. So I've got that glued down, and then I'm going to start on these zip strips up at the top. Now I should have put that blue scallop piece just a little further down, so you'll see me here in just a second try to rip it up. I do end up ripping it over on the end, but we can fix that with the sticker sheet. So I'm just going to replace that onto the layout, add some more adhesive, and then start putting in these smaller pieces. And then I love the zip strip that is the black and white diagonal. So I did go ahead and cut that one on the diagonal just to kind of add just some interest. And then right here, I am pulling off the stickers I want to use from that sticker sheet. Now, even though this layout has nothing to do with Valentine's, of course, it has lots to do with love. If you do not have a significant other, this would also be perfect for kids, family, friends, coworkers, really anything. And there is even a sticker on the sticker sheet that says Galentine if you are one of those that likes to celebrate with your gals on Valentine's Day. This special would be perfect to kind of commemorate those activities. So right here, I'm just playing with those strip sentiments. You can see where I did remove the sticky from all of them, and then I'll decide which ones I want to add 3D foam tape to, and then which ones I'll just re-add adhesive to. So I am using thin 3D foam tape on some of them, and then just regular depth foam tape on the others, just to, again, kind of create some dimension among the elements. Now, my video did end up cutting off, so make sure that you stick around for these still photos that are coming up so you can see some more added little details like the journaling lines over those little Distress Oxide pieces. And then I did add those little mini clay hearts around some stamped hearts that I stamped from the Perfect Match stamp set. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. This is part of a blog hop featuring nothing but the Perfect Match special from Close to My Heart, and I'll leave that link down below, as well as links to all the products. Please leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up. And as always, I would love to have you subscribe and stick around.